So right now, one of the biggest bloxburg trends on TikTok is making a New York apartment. More specifically with city buildings outside the windows, and I admit it, I'm a sheep, okay? I love a good trend to follow, so today I'm gonna be making my own New York apartment and testing out this hack. Hey GLOSSIES, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Now, you had the intro today. We are building an apartment, more specifically using the building hack that everyone and their cat seems to be using right now on TikTok because I have FOMO, okay? I feel so left out of this trend because I never build apartments except like one 70s apartment I built like 3 years ago. I cannot wait for this build and we are gonna get straight into it and take a look at the build plans. So I've already planned out the floor plan for this. It's gonna be a 1-bedroom apartment with a bathroom, living area, kitchen, pantry, and then also I have this extra space which I think I'll split into like an office and then a wardrobe area connected to the bedroom. It's also gonna have curved windows on 2 corners, and the floor plan was heavily inspired by this Pinterest image I found. Plus, a key feature is gonna be those ugly round pillars in like every New York apartment vlog I see, just to make it authentic. And then for the theme and color scheme, obviously it's gonna be pink, but I think we'll go quite modern. I do want to go kind of realistic here, but I don't have any specific ideas yet, and that's kind of it. So we are gonna go ahead and start on the dreaded layout of this thing. For this apartment, in true bloxburg apartment fashion, we are going to put it on the top floor of the plot because that's just what you do, okay? Also, what direction should I do this? I want to have it so like the windows are facing a nicer view. Oh my gosh, wait, okay, we're going to have it surrounded by the building hack of like the buildings, so it doesn't really matter anyways. I'll just face it this way. But I am actually so excited for this build. As I said, I very rarely build like apartments, and when I was kind of planning this out, an apartment that I think about a lot is a YouTuber called HJ Evelyn's apartment. She has, I think she's moved out of it now, but she had this really cute like New York apartment. HJ Evelyn is one of my favorites. She has like sisters and everything, and they kind of vlog together. Okay, this needs to be a curve, so I'm leaving a gap. If you guys have any other vlogger recommendations, let me know because I rarely watch anything. Okay, I think the rough floor plan is done, but yeah, what I'm basically gonna do now is add the details for like the structure, so like the curves in the window and stuff, and all of the kind of structural things that I need to add that are gonna drive me crazy. But after that, what I think we're gonna do is we are gonna start with the interior and like the actual apartment, and then after that's done, we'll do the build hacks of like the city buildings, but I think I'm gonna do custom ones. So everyone on TikTok kind of like just kind of adds a decal as the buildings, but I think I want to build the mini windows and stuff myself using like structurals and things. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll get sick of it and just add the decals as well. But yeah, I'm gonna get on to adding a bunch of structural details. So the first thing I did was the curved windows, and I really wanted to like sweat for this build, okay, and make these look flawless. So to start, I just made a basic shape cube the same thickness as a bloxburg wall, and then placed them in a curved shape on the floor until it looks symmetrical, and of course fit next to the walls perfectly. And once that was done, I placed some windows on the actual walls either side, so I knew what type of window style I was gonna have to recreate on the curve. After those were done, I then had to basically accurately copy these windows by building them in the curved shape, which honestly was pretty easy. However, adding the glass was the worst part, and this was because obviously it being in a curve, I had to use multiple different panels of glass to build the curve, which meant there was like a line down the middle where this kind of like joined together, which kind of sucks, but it definitely doesn't look as bad as I thought. It was just kind of a bit annoying. Then to finish it off, I built the top bit of the wall, and I had a beautiful curved window. I was so proud of this. It looked really good. I moved on to the bedroom window. Now this one was meant to be like a smaller curve, so I started building a mini version, and then I decided, you know what, I wanted a big one in here too, and this is also partly because it meant I could copy and paste the previous one. Once that was done, I did a final curved window in the hallway, which was actually a smaller version, and then I added some curved arches in the main entryway just to make it less open, as well as roughly beginning to plan out the kitchen layout to see where I needed doors. And I also marked off where I wanted like an office and where the wardrobe space was gonna be, and that was pretty much it. So I've been working on adding like the kitchen counters and everything, and the kitchen's looking pretty good, but I do just want to quickly actually walk around the apartment. Oh god, it looks like when I used to build like really bad Minecraft houses in the sky. We're gonna have a little walkthrough of the apartment. So this is the hallway, obviously. We're gonna have like, I don't know, decorations in here, and then this is the main living area. So I think this area here is really cool. The kitchen, I think this is gonna be pretty good. So this is the kitchen space. I think it's a perfect space for it. I did make it slightly smaller by 1 block because it felt too wide to be an apartment, kind of like a kitchen. But just look at my curved windows. I'm so proud of these, the bedroom one as well. But I'm kind of just focusing on this area to decorate for now. I've used the modern counters, which these were always like my favorite kind of counter set. I love this kitchen set. I used to use them so much years ago, but the annoying thing is if I color this gray, can you see how even though it's the same gray shade, they're like a different shade? white and this is like got like a weird color here. It's because all of the modern cabinets have this natural kind of like ice texture on them, so they're shiny, and I hate it so much. This is why I stopped using them, and I thought they'd taken it off, but they haven't, so I might ask the devs if they'll like make this normal because I hate it. Oh my gosh, should we add the ugly pillar? I kind of don't want to add it now because this is kind of normally where they put them, right where the curve is, and I feel like it just looks so bad. I'll keep it there for now. I feel like it does look pretty like apartment-ish, if that makes sense. Anyways, we are gonna start decorating in here, and the main thing I want to figure out right now is a couch or a sofa because I really want to have like a cool modern one. I've been looking for like shape ideas on Pinterest, and I really like this round one. I really like the more round shape one, so I think we're gonna go for something like that, or like this, or this one too. I just want to maybe have a custom one. I want there to be a lot of kind of like unique furniture in this, I guess, and to have unique furniture it means I have to make it. But the one good thing is, in the recent Eastern Asians update, we got this floor sitting stool, and this is actually great for build hacks. So you know how before when you'd make like a custom kind of like chair or anything, you'd have to have like a real chair in it to sit on it, but all of them had legs, so they would all kind of look really ugly. Now this one, because it's just a flat surface, you can use this to put it inside custom chairs, and this is going to be incredible. So I'm basically just going to try and figure out like I guess a design of a chair. It's gonna look really ugly at first whilst I'm working out like the shape and the style, so just ignore it, okay? Anyways, hey guys, how are you guys doing? As per usual, I have a story time for you guys today because I remembered about this a couple days ago, and I realized I don't think I've ever said this in a video. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't, but basically I accidentally stole a child's Roblox account and a child's TikTok account, so now I just own these accounts that will like belong to these random kids, and I feel guilty about it, so this is gonna be like my therapy session. So basically, as you guys know, when you sign up for like TikTok or Roblox and stuff, you need to put in like an email, or you should. I think you can still make the accounts without it, but you should like add an email on accounts. Most people do, and unfortunately there seems to be some kids that don't realize that the email you enter needs to be, I don't know, your email address, because I have now got a hold of two different accounts, a TikTok account and a Roblox account, because both of these people used my email to make the accounts. So the first one happened a couple of years ago, and I own this email. I'm not going to say the email address because I'm not going to give that to you guys, but I own this email that is something related to Glossie, and obviously the word Glossie is like commonly used in like aesthetic account names and stuff that kids make, so there's tons of accounts where people also, you know, feature the word Glossie. And there was this one TikTok account that this kid made where they had Glossie in their name, but their full username was actually the same like user as my email address, and quite clearly they didn't understand what an email address was because they just put the username in the email address section, which obviously meant that they put my email onto this account. So months later, when I was like looking at my email, or I think I was trying to make a TikTok account for something and I didn't have any more emails to use, so I used that one I had, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I've already got an account sign up to this one, which is weird because I had no memory of doing that because obviously it wasn't me. So what I did was I did like the reset password thing because I thought I'd made an account and I just forgot about it and I didn't know the password, so I reset the password and I opened this account and I was like, oh my god, I've just stole a child's account. And now luckily they didn't actually have much on it. They had like a profile picture and stuff, but they didn't have any posts. They just kind of used it to like videos, I guess, but it didn't really have that much activity, so I think they'd probably abandoned the account. But I accidentally stole it, and there wasn't really exactly a way of me giving it back because I logged them out. However, I'm gonna be real, I wasn't mad about it because the account had a username that I wanted anyways, so not my fault, okay? But I didn't feel that guilty because they clearly didn't use this account like at all. However, the next one I'm about to tell you, they did use the account, and I feel horrible about this to this day. I think last year I was basically doing the same thing. I was trying to make a Roblox account and using like an email, going through all the email addresses I had to find one that I could make an account with, and I came across one that I was like certain I didn't have an account link to, but Roblox was saying I did. So I was really confused and I was like, well, I didn't make one with this. Like, have I once again forgotten about an account? So I do the same thing. I reset the password with my email address, go into the account and realize I've just stolen a random child's Roblox account, and they actually used this. Like, it had Robux, they had like items on their avatar, like they had all their friends messaging them on the Roblox chat, and oh my god, I genuinely just stole a kid's Roblox account because once again they for some reason used one of my emails to sign up this account. I don't get why they do this. I don't know why it's been such a common occurrence, but, and to be fair, I did try and give this one back. I changed the bio to be like, if this is your account, can you email me for it back, thinking hopefully they'd at least remember the email they'd used for it, which was mine. They never emailed back, by the way. I also was like messaging all their friends on Roblox being like, do you know who owns this account? Can you tell them, like, in case any of them were like their real life school friends? And they weren't. They didn't even remember who like this account was. So I did try and give it back to them, but it didn't work. So now I just have this random like account that belonged to this kid, and yeah. So moral of the story, use your actual emails, guys. Please stop signing me up for stuff. It's not even just that. I get like emails sometimes where it's been like, you've been successfully registered for like Bitmoji on Snapchat with some of my like emails, and I'm like, who is doing this? It's genuinely bizarre. Anyways, this sofa is failing so far. I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to make like a lovely round shape, but I feel I'm gonna have to lock in and focus a bit more on it because this just looks atrocious. Why is it giving like the.io snake? Wait, this is kind of a good base shape. Okay, let me see if I can like make it look like an actual chair. You know what? I think the shape of the sofa is actually looking pretty good. I want to show you guys what I've also done. So under this pillow, let me show you here. This is what I mean about this new chair being so good for build hacks. So you can't actually transform basic shapes with a chair on top, so it acts like they're not there. So basically what you can do is I can just lower this down. I can place my chair part in here. Obviously not this low. I'm not doing it properly, but then you can lower it back up and you can sit on this thing. And I've actually put one in here with this pillow on top because I'm going to cover this in pillows, and we are going to go see if it actually looks cute and works because I've got it fully covered. I should be able to click E and it should hopefully let me sit down, but I'm hoping this is cute. Okay, let's see. So yeah, if I show you on this one, because we can click on this one, like, oh my gosh, wait, look, it's so cute. Wait, stop. Okay, wait, let me see on this. Can I click E? Guys, oh my gosh, that's adorable. Look, it actually works. Stop, guys, wait. I kind of cooked here. I'm gonna be real. I've actually done such a good job. Look at this thing. This is gonna be so cute. I can just like sit on the couch like this. Oh my god. Okay, that's incredible. This is my new favorite hack. So after I finished the sofa, I moved on to trying to figure out some cool ways to decorate this. I've actually had this lamp pinned on Pinterest for like 2 years that I refer to as the Mentos lamp because it looks like Mentos, and I thought this would be a really cool thing to try and put in the apartment. So I tried to figure out a way to make this and settled on the round candles being the best light to use. I added a cylinder base and then a structural for the pole, and then put the candles on a basic shape to transform them into place, as well as resizing them into a more mental-y shape and just stacking them up. And oh my god, guys, I'm on a roll here. Look how cool this looks. Anyways, I also worked on some weird modern wall for the TV to go on, and I made a start on the dining table and just furnishing this whole area as I was struggling for ideas. And I did get a bit too trigger happy with the Mentos lamp because I added like 3 of them in the living room and then decided, you know what the dining room needs? A Mentos lamp chandelier. So I made one of those. Also, this build changes so much as the video goes on, so just trust the process, okay? So this is where I'm at with the living and the dining room area, and guys, I actually love it. Mostly this side because this is more of a work in progress, but both sides I haven't completely finished yet. I've just kind of added a few things, but the couch looks so good. I love it. I love the bamboo behind it, and the lamps, oh my gosh, these are my favorite thing ever. And like I love this modern bit, like the shape I made. However, it looks so bad from the back. Also, these fans you can resize. I was gonna come on here and cry about how like the new fan is slightly too big to put where I want it to be, but then I could just do this, and I was like very confused by that discovery. Anyways, yeah, this is how it's looking so far, but I'm at the point where I feel like I need to stop looking at it because I'm starting to hate it already. So my eyes need a break from this side, which means we are gonna work on the kitchen. And you know how I was talking about the ice texture thing? I didn't think it would be a problem because I made everything white, and then I realized the countertop doesn't have that texture on. Everything on the counters is like a more blue than like a normal color, so it's ruined it. Like that looks disgusting. So what I'm gonna have to do is I think I'm gonna have to make my own custom versions of the entire counters. But what I really want to do is I really want this to have pink tiles and white kind of like a counters. So that is what we're gonna go for. I was gonna do my usual tile hack, which is when I do these with structurals, and then this is like the tiles, but I don't know whether to do a different shape. I'm honestly not sure. I kind of wanted to go, oh my gosh, wait, okay, there's one texture that they added recently, the skinny ceramic tile, and then there's like another version of it too. And these are the only tile textures I would ever actually use because why are they actually kind of cute? But I kind of feel like I want to make my own. Maybe I could recreate, hang on. Also, ignore the floor. I made it marble checkers and it's so 2018, it's killing me. So I'm gonna change that. But what I could do is recreate the shape of the tiles myself because I kind of like these ones. I like this texture. So maybe I could just do it myself, even though it's gonna take me ages because I'll have to re-thingy everything a billion times. But if I did this and then I had like how I add the detail in between the tiles is I grab a structural and just kind of add this on. So picture this, picture these, but all the way up. I feel like this would be kind of cute. I think I'm gonna try this way first, and if it's ugly, then I can always do like a different style of tile. Oh my gosh, like that, that's perfect. Guys, wait, this actually might be cute. After like an hour and a half, I've finally done it, and guys, this looks so accurate. So all of these cabinets in the counters are custom ones I've made to look like the other ones, and I've actually done a pretty good job. Like if I go over here, you can see the comparison. Obviously they're different colors, but I've done a great job at this. What we're gonna do now is moving on to actually furnishing this thing. I think the tiles look really good too, and I don't have any like specific ideas for this. I know I want to use like all these smeg items because they're the best in the game. But I think the kitchen is going to be pretty simple. I love these cutting boards. I'm so glad they added these. I just wish I could resize them a little bit because they don't really fit there. Since when did we have a metal food tray? Was that from like the school update? I have no memory of half of this, honestly. This is probably going to be like the quickest one to furnish because I don't have any crazy ideas for the kitchen. So one thing I do want to have is I want to have like a little tray with like the spices and cooking stuff in, and maybe have this next to the oven. And there we have our little tray, and I can just kind of add the cooking stuff to it. So we have like the oil bottle. I want to get like the little spice racks and things. The pestle and mortar would actually look really cute here. And then I really wish they did these little spice kind of bottles in like a singular one. Actually, wait, they kind of do. I can get this one and then I can just resize it. Okay, there we go. That's kind of perfect. Wait, that's kind of cute. Let me color everything. I just need to figure out where to put the rest of the appliances. Appliances. I'm slowly getting somewhere. I have placed down like the coffee machine and the little matcha kit, which is new. I completely forgot we had this last week. I think this looks so cute there. I also have one of the new, is it shoji? The shoji furniture, and the tray looks cute. So this is kind of like everything I placed down that I'm keeping. Oh yeah, I made the round tray as well. So we have a tray there as well. I think what I need to do is have one more appliance in this corner. Maybe the blender. Maybe if I have the blender and then lemons, because it's like smoothie ingredients. Lemon smoothie. I've decided on strawberries. So now I have to get a bunch of strawberries and add these into the bowl on basic shapes. They're so tiny. They're like the same size as the cube. Right, let's add these in. I love strawberries. I feel like my favorite fruit is definitely strawberries and raspberries. Oh my gosh, raspberries. I love. There's these chocolates by Hotel Chocolate, and they're like these raspberry smoothie ones where they have this like raspberry flavored stuff inside, obviously, and they're so good. I don't normally like fruit chocolate, but they're incredible. Like, they're the best things ever. That's so cute. It kind of looks like a punnet of strawberries. Wait, I love that. Now to spend another hour figuring out what else I could decorate this with. So over the next hour, I finished the kitchen and it was looking very cute. I also did a bunch to the living area, and I got it to a place where I actually liked it, and then moved on to getting some of these smaller rooms actually finished. Starting with the pantry area, I added a basic laundry area with the towels from the kitchen, as well as some custom pantry shelves in the wall. And when I was decorating, I came up with a genius hack, okay? You know those jars with like the ball-shaped cork on the top that every mum on Pinterest has in their house now? Well, I got the new vase from a couple updates ago and added a basic shape into it to be like the detergent, and then I added a basic shaped sphere to be the cork on the top, and it looked beautiful, okay? I was so proud of this. I thought they looked so cute. I filled the pantry with a bunch of stuff too, but once this area was done, I actually moved on to the office. The office is a tiny room, but I made a custom-ish desk and added like a small bookcase in the wall and some random office decor and another Mentos lamp, obviously. But this is where I started getting ridiculously indecisive with this build, okay? I actually painted the office walls pink and then realized, you know what? This actually looks kind of good, and covered the entire house in it. I didn't know whether to keep it pink or make it white again, so I actually asked everyone on my Discord server whether I should do pink or white, and the majority of you said to keep everything pink, but when do I ever listen to you guys? So I compromised and did it mostly white but with some pink accent walls, and then I finally started making a giant flower for the wall. Now a little bit of context, since the start I've wanted to have something cool above the dining table, and I was not liking the fan I had there. I had two ideas. One of them was to make a giant like angel wing sculpture, and the other was to make a giant flower sculpture, and the flower won in the vote that I had with myself in my head. So I began to make these giant lily shaped petals with basic shapes, and I'm gonna be real, it was looking like a demogorgon for like 20 good minutes, but once I added like the pollen stick things, it was actually looking pretty good. It's also at this point, once I reached what TikTok calls like flow state or whatever, that bloxburg decided to kick me out into a maintenance server. But once I was back, I put this on the wall and added some more petal details, and it was a work of art. I love this so much. After that, I also decided to make the entire ceiling again out of basic shapes instead of a roof, and I can't actually remember why I did this. But fun fact, half of the Mentos chandelier from earlier was actually attached to the original ceiling that I deleted, and I didn't notice until like a day later when I had to remake the entire thing. But that is where we're up to. So surprisingly, I finally have the build in a place where I actually like this area. I'm so happy with the flowers. I genuinely love it, and with everything I love that I build, I've now added it everywhere. So obviously we have the two flower lights too. But what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna move on to the bedroom and the bathroom. Now starting with the bathroom, I did already start in here a little bit just because I wanted to get all the tiles done because they are gonna take so long. But we're actually gonna do the bedroom now, and this is such a nice area. Like, this has some decent potential to look really cute, as well as like the walk-in wardrobe here. And what I actually think I want to do is make the bed a round bed. Now these are so hard to do well in Bloxburg, and if this fails, which it probably will, I'm just gonna do a regular shaped bed. But what I'm gonna do is try and do it with these shapes here, because if I do it with a full circle, it will kind of glitch into the office space. So this is my best bet on making it look somewhat nice. I don't really have any ideas for the rest of the room yet. I really want to have like like a little yoga area, but apart from that, I don't really know what we're gonna do with the rest of it, but I'll probably find some cool images on Pinterest to take inspiration from. Okay, it's kind of a big difference from what you would have seen a second ago, but I think this is going pretty well. I've been doing the round bed, and it is round, but it kind of like goes not round at the top because I couldn't figure out how to do it, but I've added like basic shapes to kind of make it look like it's got like a round blanket on the top with like the bed frame underneath and everything, and I added this concrete to kind of match the fireplace, which I don't know how I feel about it. This is all going very modern. I know I wanted it to be modern, but it was kind of like, I don't know what style this is, okay? Also, I added like this curve in the wall, and I think what I might do is add a mini version of the big fireplace in the corner like this, just to kind of tie everything together a bit more. And then maybe I'll take the concrete away from this and just add like a bed frame. I don't know. Or we could do this. We could have like a wooden thing. I'm not too sure what to do. I also have the urge to put the flower on the wall in here as well, because imagine that with like the flower above it and like all the pillows looking really cute. I don't know. What I'm gonna do, I think, is start with the fireplace, but I do also have a slight confession for you guys. So if you watched my last build video, which was when I built the Adopt Me map in Bloxburg, in that video, oh no, there's this whole thing about me talking about how when I make pancake mixture, I blend the mixture in a blender, obviously, and you guys were disgusted by the fact I do that, but that was just normal. Like, that's the way I've always made pancakes my entire life, but apparently it's not normal, and I thought everyone was being really dramatic because I was like, why does it matter? You're still mixing it at the end of the day. Like, I didn't get the big deal about it until a couple days ago. I was making pancakes and the blender parts were like in the dishwasher, and I couldn't be bothered to like have to, you know, pause the dishwasher and get the parts out. So I was like, you know what, let me test everyone's method. Let me actually make them not in a blender. So I made them in a bowl with a whisk, and I didn't think they would actually taste different. I'm gonna be real, I wasn't even thinking that way. I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to do it this way anyways. And then I made the pancake. I made the first pancake and I ate it, and I was like eating it, and I was like, why does this suddenly taste so soft and fluffy and smooth? Like, why are these so good? And then it hit me that I didn't blend the mixture, and oh my god, I didn't want to admit this. I genuinely wasn't even gonna put this in a video, but I feel you guys might have been right. I hate to admit it, but I think they taste better when you don't blend the mixture, and I can't believe it. I cannot believe you guys weren't being dramatic. I guess there was some truth. Also, I'm really struggling with this fireplace because there's no fire that fits in the corner how I need it to fit. This is like, everything's glitching. Oh no, it's not glitching. Wait, this might be working. Never mind. Yeah, I think I said this earlier as well, but it feels like this has went through so many different style changes. But we're nearly done though. All we have to do is the bedroom and the bathroom, and then we can finally do the build hack of the buildings outside. Does this look good? It's obviously meant to look like this fireplace. I just need to put like the glass and everything in. There's the fire done. I need to move the door because the fire is sticking out far more than I thought it would, and then I think I'm gonna have to move everything else along so I can fit the bedside tables nicely. Okay, here we go. That looks a bit better. Also, I don't know why I have all of these. I was gonna add this on the bed, but I'm not too sure how I'm gonna decorate the bed yet. I don't know whether to have like a little vanity area here or have it in the wardrobe area. I think here, because we do need some sort of detail here, unless I grabbed the bookshelf. I love this bookshelf. We could have something like this here, or we could put the bookshelf kind of like across the window. But what I want to do now is finish the actual bed area. I never really put that much effort into the pillows and stuff, and I feel like they always look kind of odd, so I really want to make this look cute. I think we're gonna go and grab these ones for like the first pillows we have, because these are the best. These are the pillows I use for the sofa too. Okay, there we go. And then let's get a bunch of pillows to kind of decorate with. I do have the basic heart pillow, but I really want to go and grab some of the new kind of ruffled ones from the Valentine's update because they're so cute. But we can have one of these. Let me make it kind of big, and then I'm gonna rotate this on its side. How do people make beds look good? I don't know what I'm doing. This room is slowly growing on me. I've kind of added like the desk area, and I added these shoji lamps on the bedside tables. The bed area though, I don't know what I'm doing with the pillows. I ended up just doing this, and I think it looks okay, but I just like, I was also gonna change the flower to be on the ceiling, like the light ones, and then just put pictures here, but I think I like it like this. And we have like a few final details to do. I think what I'm gonna do is actually steal this shelf and put it where I was gonna put it and just change the decor on it because I really want this lava lamp somewhere. So I'm gonna kind of switch all this around a little bit. But yeah, all I have to do is add a few final decorations in this room. I feel like that needs to be raised up a little bit. And then we have to build the wardrobe, which doesn't take long because I feel like I never really put that much detail into wardrobe spaces. And then of course the bathroom, which I have been doing stuff in. I finished the tiles and added like a little shelf, which is really cute. And then I couldn't decide between these two bathtubs. So we have the mid-century one, which I was gonna go on and say, oh my gosh, we haven't had a bathtub, like a new one in 5 years, but we had like 3. 3. So we have the mid-century one, which I think fits the space pretty nicely, but I was gonna use this one. But it's kind of old. I don't know which one to go for. Is that one cuter than the mid-century? The mid-century has more detail because it's newer. Guys, this is a hard decision, okay? You know what? I think we're gonna go for this one. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna get these rooms all done. I think I'll time-lapse most of this because it's not really that interesting. Most of the cool stuff's kind of done, but then once I finish, we can finally move on to the final detail of adding the buildings outside, which I'm nervous for. But yeah, let me see if I can get all this done first. To finish the bedroom, I just added a few more decorations, and then I moved on to the wardrobe area. Now this, I started with like one of the bloxburg wardrobe items, as well as adding a custom shelf, but I decided to actually put custom wardrobe doors onto the wardrobe as I really don't like the clothes showing. I just really don't like how they look, but the doors kind of made it a lot more minimalistic. I really liked it. Whilst I was filming this, we also got new leaks with like shoes in them for the dance studio update, so I waited until the update released to then come back and finish the wardrobe so that I could actually use these. And I added the new bag, but like added kind of like custom parts onto it, which looks so cute, as well as the new Ugg boots. But the new bag is genuinely so good for build hacks. I need to build like a boutique with them or something. But after that was done, I moved on to the final room, the bathroom. Now I never go crazy in bathrooms really, but another picture I've had on Pinterest for ages is like these bubble kind of light ideas, so I thought this would be a good time to finally use them. I added a cylinder shape as a base and then got transparent spheres in different sizes to add on to look like bubbles, and they did turn out pretty cute. Then I just added sinks and some general clutter items, and I was about to make a custom radiator, and then I remembered bloxburg added one a couple months ago, so that also saved me a good 10 minutes, but that was pretty much it. Alright, so I think it's actually time to finally do the build hack, the NYC apartment build hack with all the buildings outside of my building. I think we're ready. I have a few more details to do on the apartment left, but I'm gonna do them tomorrow. Oh my god, it looks so cute. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the build hack. Now I don't have a specific video I'm following for this because from what I've seen, basically all you need to do is grab a basic shaped cube and then resize this to the size of a building and then make it tall. And obviously my apartment is on the top floor, so this is nowhere near the level. So what I'm actually gonna do is do this on the 4th floor, just so I don't have to do it all the way from the ground and have it like piled up ridiculously. So let me just add my little layer here. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna grab my basic shaped cube, and this is where we're gonna make the building. So basically, yeah, you make like a building shape like this, maybe a bit smaller. They're meant to kind of look like they're in the distance, and then what you do is you grab a decal. Well, this is the normal method, obviously. You'd grab a decal like this, for example, and then probably like resize it to the size of your building, and then on the decal you would put a picture of the side of an apartment building. However, I of course have to be extra and dramatic as per usual, and I'm gonna make my own apartment building by having custom windows, because this is totally gonna be friendly to my bloxburg budget and plot data. But I basically just want to try and make a custom building thing. I didn't want to do like an existing decal because I don't like when people just use like real life pictures in bloxburg builds. I kind of like to keep it the game style. So what I'm gonna start with is just by actually adding my buildings. Luckily, we only have windows on this side of the building. Okay, my floor might have to be extended, but it's gonna be like a trial and error to try and make it look like there's buildings outside. I'm gonna have to add quite a lot of them and in a variety of sizes, so we can have like some smaller ones that are meant to be kind of more far away. Oh my god, it's covering up my sea view. I actually kind of just like the view how it was. These are all our buildings, so now let's figure out a way to actually make these look like a city building. So I'm gonna do a bunch of mini custom windows, and this is gonna be annoying because I've already hit like the roof limit, but let's start on this building here. I need to make them all copy and pasteable because you're insane if you think I'm adding like 200 windows one by one. What we could do is we could use the light cube, and this could be the window, so it doesn't just look like a flat basic shape. It kind of has like a glow to it. I'm gonna be real though, I'm not very confident with how this is gonna turn out. I feel like this is gonna look terrible, so I may have to resort to the method everyone else is using, but I don't want to. Fingers crossed this doesn't look atrocious. Let me add like a little detail on the window with a tiny square beam, and there we have our window. Now I know it's not even, but this is meant to be the style. Like it's the, you know, the windows that are like unequal, and now I have to place these on the buildings. Wait, this is kind of cute. Maybe this will turn out nice. It's nearly $1,000 per window though. This is gonna be so expensive. Oh my gosh, wait, these are kind of cute. Okay, wait, I also could kind of like change the color of the light cube, so every single one looks like a different color, you know, like when people have different lights. Oh my god, it kind of reminds me of like Tomodachi Life. Wait, so I see how it looks from inside. Oh my gosh, oh my god, wait, this is cute. Okay, wait, all of my hope is suddenly restored. This is actually so cute. Let me add them on this side, and then I'm gonna copy and paste this building around, and then we'll move on to another one with like slightly different kind of style of windows, so everything doesn't look the same. Whoa, okay, I just went out of build mode to like fix my mouse. This looks crazy. Oh my god, every building is like 60k okay, and I haven't even done the windows all the way down. So I think I've actually finished the buildings. I ended up just doing like a smaller window style that was more kind of rectangular. So we have two different variants, and then I just added these on everything. I know they're all the same. I colored all of them black, but I could not be bothered to try and figure out like a different color for everything. I was gonna do different like textures and bricks and stuff, but then I realized the bricks would be practically the same size as the windows, because obviously this is miniature because it's meant to be like perspective, so that wouldn't have worked regardless. But everything is done. I'm pretty sure we're ready. I have a few final details to do inside, but that is pretty much it. So I'm gonna go finish it off, and I will see you guys for the final tour. So my New York apartment is finally all done. We are gonna go take a look. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't walked around it in a couple days, but here we go. So this is the entryway. Now you guys haven't actually seen, why is the lighting so dull in here? This kind of area, I didn't really do a crazy detail here. I just added like some like umbrella stands. I added this kind of thing. Also, I have a lot of the same decals in here because I couldn't find anything cute, but this is actually from my hair salon because I just thought it went so well with the colors in here. But this is the entryway. Then this bit also has like a mini version of the sofa that I made, and then just some more details. So the entryway is pretty simple, but we are gonna go and start with the main living area of the apartment on the left. So here we have like another decal and stuff. If we go over here, the first room we have is the kitchen. Here is my New York view as well. I will show you guys it in the dark because it does look better at nighttime, but this is the kitchen. Oh my gosh, I love the flower lights. I also have these like orchid kind of decals. We have our like coffee area and stuff. I added a cake. We have the cooking area. I just think this looks so cute. I did also add custom curtains everywhere as well, and I just think this whole kind of space looks pretty nice. I was trying really hard to make this build look good. We also have the kind of pantry area down here. So in here we have my beautiful build hack. I'm so proud of this. We have like the washing space. I really wish we had a ironing board that we can put on the wall, but this is kind of what this space looks like. The pantry actually looks really cute. So I have a bunch of stuff on the shelves. The bit up here is kind of messed up off me changing the roof, and I didn't realize, but I have like spices, like a place to make toast, like a bunch of stuff. I really like it. So this is kind of this room. This is kind of like the most simple one, but if we go back out, we then have the main living area, and I think this is my favorite space. So starting with the living room, we of course have my giant custom couch. I love it so much. We have another flower light. We have the TV area. This space has went through so many changes. We also have like this little seating area with a picture of me, obviously. Our ugly pillar, we have bamboo. I have like a little record area down here with some more decals. I made this one. This was inspired by, you know, the kind of like art where it's like the 4 different colors. So I made one with the build color scheme. And of course we can sit on our sofa too, which is just so adorable. I just love it. I love it so much. Then we of course have the dining room. I have the hair gloss poster again because it goes so well with the Mentos light, as I've been calling it. We have like our dining table, another picture. It's just so cute. The flower on the wall, the bookcase. There's a picture of me and Jazz on here. I just love it. It's such a nice space. It's very colorful, very pink, obviously. Then of course we have the office, which is pretty small. I have a Gloss Girls picture as well, and then we have like just some random ones. We have a nail salon picture, one of my outfits. We have the Gloss Girls again. So I just tried to furnish it quite realistically. I also made this like custom pot of like pens and pencils, which I think looks pretty good. But yeah, this is my office. It's hard to get a good look because it's so small, and then obviously the light from the outside is like blinding. But this is what this looks like, and then this is kind of like everything in the main area of the house. So if we go over to the bedroom and the bathroom, let's start with the bathroom. But yeah, we have another little seating area. If we go in here, we have my bathroom. Now one thing you'll notice is that I like to do this on my mirrors because I just think it adds quite a nice detail and kind of improves them a little bit. We have the sink area, the bubble lights. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. We have like the bath and everything with some candles, and then the shower. I think the shower is my favorite, but this is what it looks like in here. And then of course finally across the hall we have the bedroom. The bedroom, I don't know how I feel about it, okay? I don't know how I feel about the bed. It's really cool, but I feel like something is missing. I have like a little yoga area. This is kind of like the entire bedroom. I have the shelves again, the new bow neon sign. I have like a little vanity. I think it looks cute in here. I like it. And then finally the last bit is the wardrobe with the custom bags. Guys, these are so good. I need to build a boutique. They're so cute. But yeah, this is like what this looks like with my custom doors and everything, and that is it. That is the apartment. Let me quickly make it nighttime so you guys can see what it looks like with the buildings at night because it looks really cool. I still don't know if I love the buildings. I feel like I didn't do that good of a job, but look at this. It's still really cool. It looks like a little city. It's very cozy. And then if we go in like the other rooms, you can see it in the office. I love how it looks in the main room. This is kind of the best, but it does have a lot of windows. And we have it in the kitchen too, of course. I kind of like it from here as well, but that is pretty much it. This is my New York apartment. Let me know what you guys think. I'm actually so proud of this. I love this room. That is my favorite room. Let me go in there for the outro. I'd also love to know if any of you guys have tried this hack with the buildings too, but that is all for today's video, and I will see you next week for another build. But as per usual, all my channel members are on screen now. Thank you so much for joining the channel, and all my Nitro boosters, thank you so much for boosting my Discord server, and all my merch buyers, thank you so much for buying my merch. But I love you all so much, girl sets. XOXO, Glossy Girl.